VCO.
That was the most
I need
unrelated shit you could have possibly said. I'm not gonna lie.
on, bro. You guys have to hush now. It's me and Unbiased debating. Um, topic today, it's gonna be Yuha versus Shinra.
What if I'm
Man.
getting giddy as shit? Giddy as
No, I thought you said Aizen. I
Yuha
thought it was
versus
Aizen.
it's
I
Aizen.
don't want to use Shinra. Give me your death. Give me Lord Death.
Lord Death. Nigga, that
Yeah,
ain't Fire Force, nigga.
it is Fire Force.
It is Fire Force. He's in the end of the series. We see him in the end.
This ain't gonna pull out some shitty rat scale, bro. It's not gonna work on me, bro. I promise, bro.
I already told you I'm not scaling.
Keron's getting giddy as
Oh,
shit,
you're not
bro. He's so
scaling?
scared.
So I'm just gonna list the ability and like you're
I'm
gonna try
just
to
going
list the
to
counter for the
explain
ability.
to you why it won't work. It
So if we're not scaling, can we do? Are we doing strictly hacks? But
don't matter. I'm just going to explain to you why your ability just won't work.
Guys,
nigga, you don't even know the ability yet,
wait,
bro.
just do name the trait. Just do name the trait. Just Fire
Name the
Force.
trait.
Yeah, name
Yeah,
the
now we're
trait.
gonna
Just
name
Fire
the
Force.
trait. Well, I'm gonna list my favorite Yoha ability. Yoha can see like he stated that he can see all possible worlds. That's one of his special ability. And by virtue of being able to see all these possible worlds, he can also interact with them. So he can see any future that is going to be pertinent for him to win. So that's a nice ability of his. And pertinent to that ability, he also has a fate manipulation aspect to it. I don't know if you've heard my scale on this already, but to me, it's just analytical. The argument, fate manipulation is going to be uh, been the ability to set a predetermined fates upon no a predetermined temporal duration for an event to happen on to another character. Then based on what you have done in the series, I believe you are definitely fits that criteria. He's fighting Ichigo, right? I'll send that scan for that later. He's fighting Ichigo. No, we're not adding the does he actually want to get people in here, bro? Now we can keep it like that, bro.
Bro, let's keep it, bro. Keep it private, bro. I told you not to add anybody.
Does he actually want people? When you add people to the
Yeah,
debate,
but
bro?
it's just like get people from the server in here. I don't want like a bunch of people in the
So
server. They're homies, bro.
say
No, I'm
that
not
he.
saying just people in the server. Just people in the server.
A
I
server,
mean,
bro. When a server gets a bunch of people, it gets
The people
immediately
in
ruined.
the
No,
server,
I'm
the
saying
debate
just
even
people in the
take.
server. Just people in the server.
okay. First
Okay,
of all,
I'll ping
you-
everybody, bro.
when you say he can see all possible worlds, um, would this be in reference to possible worlds that can possibly exist with him, or all possible worlds?
Bro, I'm gonna ping for everyone because Vert wants this to be a big debate. I'm gonna ping in Zen and Clan.
On Keron?
Hold on, I'm pinging in the server because Vert wants everybody to see Unbiased versus Keron.
Bro, he wants a big debate at 3 a.m. You know how
It
crazy that shit is?
it doesn't matter. I'm asking this question though. Outside of Bleach,
Uh huh.
what do they take in reference to possible? Are they do they believe anything is possible, or only things that can be actually actualized is a
I mean,
possible world?
in reference to your question, they didn't put any constraints on the ability of the UI within Bleach, but I think
No, it's not about
given some,
the ability. I'm
given
talking about the worlds themselves. I don't care about the ability right now. I'm
you're
trying to
talking about
I'm trying to see the limit of this ability.
the worlds themselves, not the ability.
You're playing name
Yeah,
the trade,
world.
so you're
Yeah,
allowed to.
they also don't mention any information about that. But if we can give some childhood interpretation and just say that it's either
So
obviously it has to be logically possible worlds. You're just giving my coherent type of view.
so like he can't actually attract worlds that like has or doesn't have him to exist.
You can't. Could you repeat that?
Can he attract worlds that allows him not to exist?
Can he attract worlds that allows him
Hey,
not to
going
exist?
up, nigga. Y'all like dick, nigga.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't mean for all these people to join. Can he attract worlds that doesn't
Join up,
allow
I
him to
mean.
exist? What do you mean by
I just
that?
don't want to see anybody
Can
get like
he
watch him
attract
get beat
worlds
on.
that
That's fine.
defies him to exist?
That it's impossible for him to exist? A world that it's impossible for him to exist?
Yes.
I don't know what you mean by that. I don't even know what it means for like a world to have a contradiction, bro. A specific world if a contradiction, all the other worlds are not contradictory. What does that mean? Because to me, when you say that it's impossible for him to exist in that
Uh,
world,
I don't really know much about Bleach, but from what I've seen, he's able to basically replace the timeline, a separate timeline or world.
yeah, he describes it as He sees an infinite possibilities, and he can hop to any possibilities he sees fit.
Infinite possibilities. Is this a finite or actually infinite?
Oh, you're asking me if it's like potentially infinite, like 1, 2, 3, 4, or is it infinite at the same time?
Yeah.
The way he describes it is that he's seeing over a grand scheme of a beach and a grains of sand. So he kind of describes it as an actual infinite, yeah. So it's always happening at the same time. Mm-mm-mm.
From what you just said,
And
how's that seeing a grand of sand? Do you think a grand of sand can be a non-finite thing?
no, he says a beach, and he likens it to he kins all the possible worlds to grains of sand. If it
Yeah,
was more of a sorry,
he's making this comparison to saying it's a grand of sand, a bunch of grains of sands on a beach,
hmm
implying that there's some type of measurement to these said worlds.
I don't think that actually applies. You have to look at the common usage of that analogy
So,
as well. When people look at the grain of sand beach, when someone comes to the beach, they say, "Well, this beach has so much sand, it's almost infinite." I think Kubo is utilizing that common usage analogy to apply that the impossible worlds are all infinite at the same time, actual, not just some 1, 2, 3, 4. Developing infinite as the state of affairs
I
exist.
would think you'll provide more evidence to why this would be referring to that rather than a finite thing that's just an amount rather than something that's being non-finite. From what we
Checkmate.
see, this is a simile, my nigga. This is a simile, so obviously you know what simile is. Making a comparison to something. He wouldn't make a comparison to a grain of sand because then that simile wouldn't match up to the said context of the show. A
Why?
grain, the grain already explained to you the grain of sand that obviously has a finite measurement. There's nothing implying a infinite or non-finite measurement to this. And he doesn't. Does he give anything else besides the analogy to a grain
I
like
mean, he
grain of
gives the
sand?
analogy and the infinite statements, and your position is that. I mean, at this point, we're just both arguing norms. I'm saying that under the norms, that
I
it's
mean,
calm. I'm not. You can go.
he gives the
I mean, I'm
infinite.
not supposed to be
That's what
moderating.
the question. And I'm
Oh,
saying there's multiple. Two definitions to infinite. There's a very large amount or a actual
Mm-hmm.
non measurement. And I'm saying that
That's what
this
you're asking.
most likely a finite measurement due to the analogy or the simile that he made to the grains of sand.
I don't think that follows, and I don't think you'd ever be
It
able to justify
definitely
that claim.
haven't gave any reason to why this would be anything beyond.
by both
You know,
sides of the. I think there's a
Oh,
bit of
you know, so,
a.
huh?
So
I can, huh?
I think
Stop trying to interrupt, nigger.
Unbiased is trying to make a more literal claim that if, for example,
Bro.
sand on a right finite
what? Again?
trying to appeal metaphorically to say that when is in the possible worlds there's worlds and if
What's the like, bro?
but it's more of a reference to that specific thing.
What the fuck is going on with your mic, dude?
Sand on the beach.
Then
Oh,
you're
yeah, can we get back to the topic,
now.
bro? So, under your interpretation of it, it's going to be the case that you believe that the analogy is going to be in reference to a finite sand. And do you have any justification for this claim, bro? Because all I'm arguing is that there's this norm I have of
I already
people utilizing this analogy in a
made a
specific sense.
justification to it. Did you not try?
I guess I didn't track, bro. I mean, that's what I'm asking.
I mean, well,
Keron never tracks.
he
Who
literally
said that,
made
bro?
like we're already questioning what infinite is he talking about. Two definitions of infinite: a very large amount and an actual
Yeah.
non-measurement.
Right.
This is a
Because
very
Keron is a
large.
retard.
He makes the statement
Bro.
similarly in a comparison to a beach to
You
and
need to
grain.
read the video work.
He's similarly to a real life standpoint of what we see sand as, or a beach of sand. It's a very large amount to the point where we, from a glance, cannot just measure it.
I mean, I've showcased that. I've
A
showcased
simile,
how.
wait a minute, a simile in literature usually makes a comparison between two things that are very close or similar. Why would he make this statement being in
All we're
reference?
doing right now is like
Why
me
would
and
he
you
make
have
a statement in
me.
reference when they have two different meanings. A
Me and
beach,
you have like I think you said that commonly when someone refers to a beach or grain of sands, they usually return to a finite amount. So right now we just have two norms and our gynos are just licking on each other right now. So I don't even know what to tell you. I believe I'm justified in my position of having the actual infinite based on the belief that he's also there's an infinite statement. It describes it as grain of sand. When someone says this beach is full of sand, they're usually saying that it looks like it's almost infinite or actually infinite. So I just don't want to tell you where your norms just go against my scale. Can I keep with my scale, or do you have any actual contentions like a contradiction, or do you still have more normative stuff?
this
Or
this just
Is
this
that
just,
not a valid issue? What?
this is a actual issue. Like you're trying to say that he can imagine, I mean not, but interact with any possible world.
yeah,
And I'm explaining to you there's a limit to this said ability. You can't just interact with any possible world. That's why I asked you about the question about
you think you have an argument for that, by the way.
can he attract worlds that defies his existence? The worlds like that exist. I'm gonna ask you the limit that you said worlds.
Yeah, we never got a semantical reduction on what you even meant by that. Like, can he extract worlds that he doesn't exist in? What does that mean?
Because I explained to you that he's able to change the timeline via replacing it with another timeline. If he changes the timeline with a timeline to where he doesn't exist, can he even do that?
I don't know if he changes the timeline by replacing it with another timeline. I think that's ever stated or implied within the series. I wouldn't even grant that. The way he describes his abilities, that he perceives, he
But if you
perceives. Huh?
are you backtracking? And I asked you that the first thing
Arguing with a
is
fool only
I
proves
mean,
that there are two.
if you believe I'm backtracking, 'cause I never granted that at all.
you did.
I heard you made the claim earlier, and we were talking about another thing, so I didn't really address it. That's not backtracking.
I mean, do you want to backtrack since you made the statement you didn't agree to? Well, I made the statement you agreed. Now you're saying something
Uh,
different.
I mean, if that's what you take an agreement to, I just don't think that's what an agreement's gonna be to me analytically. Did I give any
But
verbal or it had
to
to be
explain
verbal?
to
'Cause
me
I'm not
why the
saying
in or the condition between the amount of worlds he can actually see is like false.
you cut out a lot there, bro. What did you say?
I said, are you going to explain to me why the contention of being between the amount of words he can see is false?
What's the contention? He's gonna see the amount of was gonna be false,
That's not what I said.
bro. I'm not hearing what you're saying, bro.
Are you going to explain why the contention about the amount of worlds he can see is false?
My brother, you didn't have a contention, my brother. All you did was posit that, well, it's possible there could
I
be a
did
different amount of
saying
analytics.
that there's a
Hold on.
finite amount rather than a literal infinite.
And you didn't give reasoning for that. All you did was
I
posit
did
the
to the
possibility
conclusion, bro.
of the definition being different.
I'm not gonna keep backtracking.
You're not backtracking.
No.
Wait, when you say literal, do you mean absolute infinites?
I think that's what he
An
meant.
infinite is beyond or that is
We can
non.
stop the rec here if you want to go to conclusions. Go to conclusions in the rec, bud.
Kieran obviously wants to go to conclusions.
Yo,
He doesn't have a lot of
isn't this-
stamina with talking.
Yeah.
He's
this is the
laughing
same
because he
person
knows
who said
it's true.
motor conus is invalid court
Use all the
yesterday.
stamina trying to hunt for an alligator.
Yo, stop the rec, bro. You
Somebody
agree,
say
right? I'm trying to save it on. Don't